Okay, what this is a look inside the driver's mind. We raced at the Ridge in Shelton for a Lucky Dog race on Saturday, April 24th. This video goes through all of the passes and action from that race. What I'm going to do is talk you through the passes and the turns and kind of give you an idea of what I was thinking as I was doing all of that. Kind of a little driver's eye breakdown. And going into this, I was pretty nervous, but the idea behind it was stay calm, stay safe, and get through the stint, make as many passes as I can. In the words of Willie T. Ribbs, strong like a bull, cool like a cucumber, and quick like a cat. So basically, my first lap, I'm just feeling the tires out, feeling how much grip I have on the track. I'm coming up behind this Miata, and I try to go the outside here. Actually, that's 8A, but I actually cut inside because he went outside, and I give the car a little bit too much throttle right here, and I have to correct, and I was like, whoa, here we go. We're in this race, made the pass, made it stick, and on and up. So going around, this is turn 5. I have these 3 cars in front of me. I think that I have a speed advantage based on how I caught up to them, but now I got to figure out how to get around them. So this long sweeper called the carousel, this is turn 6, and I want to slide around to the outside of these cars, where that orange car is. I'm able to do so. It's a little bit more wet on that part of the track, but I was able to get around those 2 and then try to come down the hill and gain ground on this orange car here. And that's coming out at 8B. I'm just looking to be smooth and try to apply the throttle the right amount to get the most power down on the track. This car, though, was able to keep me at bay all the way through, and we're up to turn 12 coming up here. As you can see, he kind of out-turned me there. I tried to go on the inside, but wasn't able to get him. And then he got a better release into this straightaway, and I was not able to outpull him, unfortunately. What happened to that car then is he pitted, and so I actually was not able to get around him there. Nice piece of driving by him. I'm coming up hard on this green Porsche. This is coming into turn 6. I just go on the inside there, and I come inside and then wash a little bit wide, but I'm trying to keep on the dry part inside there and make the pass stick. Was able to do so. Here I'm coming up the hill around turn 1 behind a Miata. I know from how I came behind him on the straightaway and was able to close the gap, I have the power advantage. So I'm going to go inside on him here, and that's around turn 5 there. Able to stay on the dry and make the pass stick there. Here I am coming down the hill, turn 14, coming around turn 15, have an RX-7 in front of me, and what I'm trying to do here is just get the power down and get the best release possible coming out of that turn 16. I move over to the left. It's a little bit more wet over there, but I'm able to get a better release and get around that guy, get back on the dry. So here I am coming around turn 1, and you can see there's a couple of disabled cars. One car smoking there, one car on the side, and up there at the turn station, I think they start waving the yellow flag, or they will. This is the next lap around. There was a full course yellow. And you can see where that disabled car was able to make it up to the top of the hill there. So right after this, I believe we are going to go to a full course red and then a restart. And so this is the restart of the race, and it rained during that full course red. Everyone stopped. It rained really hard, so now the grip is really much worse than it was before. But I do get a nice run on this orange car coming out of that turn 16 and down the straightaway. then I'm able to close the gap on the neon here, and there's a group of cars. I'm coming down into 8A and 8B, and I take a peek to the outside, see if I can get around it on the outside, but it's too wet. And so I try to come back inside, but I just don't have the power, so just wasn't in the right position there. Put myself in the wrong position, so I'm going to try to cinch up on him coming into this turn. But the thing is, when you peek inside on this left-hand turn, I know he's going to crash down, which he does, and so I go out to the outside of the turn to try to get around him, and that's turn 11. And I'm able to get around him on the outside because it becomes the inside of turn 12, so I'm in a better position to take this turn 12. And I'm trying to get a good release out of turn 12, but the number 3 car in black, similarly powered car, good driver, and I was not able to get around him for the lap. So here's the next lap after the straight, coming up and trying to get a good release on him, coming out of turn 5, and I am able to get around him there. I held third gear a little bit longer than normal, and I was able to get around. So here I am coming behind a Miata. That's into turn 11. I'm going to use the same move I used to stay on the outside, which then becomes the inside of turn 12. And so I get a nice run out, get to use the whole track. But that Miata actually did a good job. He stayed on the left side. He actually had a lead on me, but because I'm on the inside of turn 12, I was able to go ahead and get around him there. So now I'm down the hill, coming around turn 15, and I'm trying to get a great release into this 16 here, and I'm going to bump over to the right, try to slide by this car, and I'm in the dry, he's in the wet. I have the advantage there. I get around him. And now the question is, do I want to go around these cars on the left? And I do. I try to go around the first Miata. Do I want to go around the second Miata? I definitely do, but I'm a little bit too far back, so I decided to get back on the dry and live to fight another day. Now, going up around turn 1, I know that from all that distance I closed on this car, I think I can get him. And I go ahead and do slide around him coming up the hill, up turn 3 and into 4, and I'm back on the dry, make it stick, no problem there. So now same lap. At the end, I'm coming down 14, 15, and into 16, and so this E36 definitely, well, I was having trouble getting around, but whoa, there's a disabled car there in the middle. So there you can see on the straightaway, there was actually a disabled car, very dangerous, just kind of stopped in the middle of that straightaway, and it came out of nowhere because it was so wet, it was impossible to see through the spray. Kind of parted like the Red Seas, able to get around. I have this yellow Integra on the right side. I'm able to get around him out of turn 5, and I'm going to try to get a run on this on this E36, but he still got me most of the way. I didn't have a quick way to get around him, but I'm going to go bump around him on the inside here, through down to 7 and into 8A and 8B. Here we go. I was able to get around him. Now we have this Miata. I'm able just to go around him on the left side, down the hill. This is 13, and you can go up the inside on 13, but with the track being as wet as it is, you don't know if you're going to be able to get the car stopped. Luckily, I was able to get it stopped there. Now I'm behind. You can see the spray on the left side there. That's last year's overall champion, a very fast car, Audi 5-cylinder and a Porsche. And I can't see a damn thing. I'm flying up on these cars, and whoa, that was a scary moment because he stopped, and I wasn't necessarily on the brakes quick enough, but I was able to get the car stopped, able to get it under control, but you could see it was shaking there. So later in this lap, I'm coming around turn 6, the carousel, and I'm trying to get a nice run on this orange and green car here. And I always like to go inside there on that little downhill, but I was able to get around him on the outside, and even though I'm on the wet here, I was able to get the car turned and then back into the grip, and nice and smooth. come up this hill, and now I'm looking to get this this red E36. Now this red E36, I take a peek on the left-hand side, but then he actually waves me by. He knows I have an advantage on him there, so he let me go. Ooh, I had a little moment there. Next lap, I'm coming up, trying to catch this BMW, this silver BMW. Can't see a lot. There's few cars here, creating a lot of spray. So I'm going to try to go outside of the silver BMW, but he has decent pace. So what I'm going to do is wait till the next turn. That's downhill 7 into 8A and B. And so yes, I get around him on that turn, get around the 3 car as well. And even though I'm in a little bit of a wetter spot, I'm able to get the car slowed and turned. And now I'm looking to come up this hill, go after that blue car as well. You can see as I'm closing on this Miata, I think I'm going to look at the inside, but no, too far back to take that inside turn right there. So I'm going to go outside. I'm kind of keeping it in mind, and oh, there he goes. Woo! Gotta make sure to get around him. Left enough room, and he definitely spun around there. So next lap, I'm coming up on these cars quick. This is an E36, white E36, coming up the hill, around 2, 3, and into 4. I'm able to get him on the left side and get out on 5. Both cars 2 for 1, nice and smooth. So here we come up the inside on a Miata here, on the straightaway. Next lap, coming into turn 2. And I'm fully on the wet here, and I'm trying to get the car slowed down. A little bit of a hairy moment. You got to pick those spots and take those risks very carefully. So here I am coming out of into turn 12, and I was able to get that blue E30 on the right-hand side in turn 12. And now I'm looking to take on that green Porsche, but he's a little bit too far away for me to get him in this corner. So I try to close the gap and then get a nice run down the hill into 14. Around 15 here, I want to stay as close as I can to his rear bumper and then get a great release onto the straightaway and go by him. I'm thinking of the left. And even though he takes the dry, I take the wet, but I was able to get a nice release, get around him, and then cinch back over onto the drier part of the pavement. Now I do have that white E30 right behind me, putting pressure, but he tucks in right behind me, and then I have a Mustang pop out coming out of the pit, and had to go back onto the wet, but that was okay. So here I am, next lap, coming down the straight. Huge spray of cars. You see a bunch of cars bunched up, and I actually washed wide on that. I think I came in a little too hot, so that was wider than I wanted to be, but I was able to go ahead and get traction. Coming up the hill, I see this, all these cars. How am I getting around them? Coming out of 5, I get a nice run. I see the RX-7. I'm going to slide to the left. Now I still have this bunch of cars, and I want to figure out how I want to get around. I'm already thinking, even though I can't really see just from their spray, I'm thinking I'm going to go outside to the right. But there's a neon in my way, so go ahead and tuck inside of that neon on the left-hand side, and then try to get a run on the right-hand side out, and go down the hill, touch the curb, and just take all of these cars all at once. So here I am on the inside. I'm able to get a nice run on those cars, make the pass stick, and put them in the rearview mirror. So here I am back behind that white BMW on the next lap, and I'm coming up hard on him. I'm going to take him on the right hand side, and that's coming down 7 into 8A and then 8B out, able to make it stick. So here we have a red Porsche, and I want to pass him coming out of 5. I want to pass him on his left and try to stay on a little bit of the drier stuff, rev the car out a little bit, go into 4th, and go ahead and get around him. But here we have a purple E30, I'm going to go ahead and slide around him on the left, and then that washes me out a little bit farther than I want to be, out to the outside of that corner, and I'm able to slow the car down while it's still straight, and then get the car turned and back on my way. So here we go. That's out of turn 11. I'm looking to see how am I getting an exit on these guys in turn 12, and get a pass done, have a little bit of moment there, a little bit of traction loss. And so I am pretty far back, but I think I'm going to try to slide down the inside of these turns these cars coming into turn 13. I get 2 cars, then I get the car slowed and stopped, and I get it turned, and I'm on my way. So coming down into 8A and 8B, I see this BMW. He kind of crashes down on me, so I have to overslow, but then I take him on the outside of the corner, and I'm able to slide around and head up the hill here. So here I am back on the straightaway. Now this, I come in a little bit too hot here, and I'm actually lose the car. Whoa! I'm able to keep the clutch in. I put both feet in, brake and clutch, able to keep the car going, and I'm able to actually here get it started again, going forward, and I lose a little bit of time, but only lost 1 track position. This is it here in slow motion. What happened was I shifted and too much torque went to my rear tires. The car went around too fast for me to catch it as I kind of came off the clutch there. But again, I was able to keep it on the pavement. Now the problem with that is that you lose time, and it takes some really clean driving to get that time back. You can lose a second a lap for 15 laps. If you lose 15 seconds on one spin like that, it doesn't work out in your favor, so it's better to stay clean and stay smooth. But that was a mistake I learned a lot from. So I'm able to go around this car on the left-hand side and just outpace him. And then here we are. We have a Miata here, and I believe I have gotten the call to come in. So this is my last lap, so I'm going to be a little bit more conservative here because I'm coming in on the pit. I'm not going to set a time. I'm just trying to bring the car home to the fellas, make sure that we all have a chance to race it today. It's pretty hairy, so the last thing you want to do is crash out on the last lap and ruin the race. So at this point, it's all about preservation. I am able to pass that Miata on the right, but here I am basically coming into the pits, and that is the end of my 2-hour stint. It was quite a wet and wild stint, I have to say. It was quite the experience. I've never driven at the Ridge in rain like that. That was only the 5th time I had been at the Ridge at all, and I learned a ton about how to drive in the wet, how to read the track. It's something that I'm going to take with me into future races, and overall it was an incredible experience. So thank you so much for watching. We're gonna have more videos coming out, and really appreciate you taking the time to kind of listen as I talk through these turns and these passes to see what I was thinking at the time. So thank you so much, and see you guys later.